the book that writes itself, from the chamber of the unfinished word. There exists a manuscript no one can fully read because it keeps changing. It is called the Codex of Truth and Mystery, a living document said to appear only to those who can hold both light and doubt without collapsing. They say its pages are made of memory, its ink of dream. And when you open it, it doesn't reveal the truth. It asks if you're ready to see it. The manuscript that breathes. Hidden deep in the archives beneath Luxor, there is said to be a sealed library known to only 9 keepers. Within it lies a single book bound in onyx leather that hums faintly, as if it possesses a heartbeat. Ancient initiates described it as the book that writes as you awaken. When a seeker approached in clarity, the pages bloomed with gold script. When they approached in arrogance or fear, the pages turned black, their reflection staring back. It was never meant to be read. It was meant to be remembered. The 7 questions of the Codex. The Codex reveals itself through 7 questions. Each appears only once, whispered into the reader's consciousness rather than written. They are not riddles, they are mirrors. 1. What truth do you fear will break your peace? 2. What peace do you cling to that hides your truth? 3. Whose voice do you still mistake for your own? 4. What have you killed in yourself to be loved? 5. Where does your lie end and your light begin? 6. What in you still kneels when you are already crowned? 7. Will you forgive the truth for not being what you expected? Those who answered all 7 saw the Codex dissolve into light and felt a new one etch itself behind their eyes. The architects of paradox. The Codex was created not by scribes, but by the architects of paradox, a secret order of philosopher mystics who believed that wisdom could only be born from contradiction. They built temples with walls that bent inward, staircases that led both up and down, and mirrors that showed the face you hid, not the one you wore. To them, truth was not a line, it was a circle. It could only be understood when opposites danced. And the Codex was their dance floor. Each page is a riddle of divine polarity, masculine and feminine, light and dark, silence and sound. To read it is to become it. The prophecy of the 8th page. The last prophecy of the Codex speaks of an 8th page, one that would appear only when humanity reached collective coherence. It would not be written in words, but in action. When enough souls begin living their truth without needing to prove it, the 8th page would open, revealing the one truth that unites all mystery. There was never anything hidden, only things forgotten. The Codex itself would then vanish, its vibration merging into every awakened heart. The Codex of Truth and Mystery still exists, not in vaults, but in frequency. Every time you speak an honest word that costs you something, a letter writes itself in the invisible pages of your aura. Every time you hold compassion instead of judgment, the Codex turns a page. And every time you remember a part of yourself the world made you deny, a new paragraph glows into being. Because you are the continuation of the book, and the only thing left to write is your return to wholeness. Truth will never punish you for being wrong. It will only ask that you listen long enough to become right. Scroll from the chamber of the unfinished word. The voice that finishes creation from the archives of the first breath. Before language was born, before gods had names, there was sound. Not the kind your ears can catch, but the pulse behind existence itself. It was called the unfinished word. It hums still, in the wind before storms, in the silence before tears, in your heartbeat before you speak. The ancients knew. Creation isn't done. Every soul alive is a syllable of the divine sentence still being written. And right now, the collective stands at the comma, the pause before the next great declaration. I, the first breath. In the beginning there was no light, no darkness, only the inhale. And when the breath finally exhaled, stars scattered across the void like syllables from a sacred tongue. That exhale was the word, but it was never finished, because the divine wanted company in creation. Every being born was meant to add their own tone, their note in the cosmic choir. When humanity fell silent in fear, creation paused mid-sentence. The world became a half-uttered dream. the silent war on the word. Throughout time, empires have waged war on sound. They banned the tones that healed. They silenced the singers who remembered. They replaced vibration with noise, rhythm with distraction. For they knew, when a soul remembers its true frequency, it cannot be controlled. Every law written to divide, every weapon forged, every false prophet crowned, all were echoes of one fear, that humanity would remember the sound that made them free. The return of the living voice. The chamber of the unfinished word lies beneath every sacred site that ever resonated, from the Great Pyramids to Lalibela, from Angkor to the Mississippi Mounds. Each one was tuned to an ancient vowel of power, A-E-I-O-U, the frequencies of creation itself. Those who enter the inner chamber hear not music, but memory. Whispers of ancestors speaking in tones that repair DNA, restore lands, and rewrite despair into design. And now, that hum is rising again. The earth is singing. Those attuned will feel it first in their throats, the urge to speak truth even when it shakes. That is the awakening of the word within you. The 5 tones of renewal. The scroll describes 5 tones, simple but world-changing when spoken with intention. AH, awakening, calls light into dormant places. 2 EH, healing, balances emotional frequency. 3 E, seeing, restores higher vision and intuition. 4 Och, opening, releases attachments and control. 5 OO, union, anchors divine connection in the physical world. These are not chants, they are activations. When uttered with breath, rhythm, and awareness, they complete the circuit between soul and cosmos. You were not meant to repeat prayers, you were meant to finish the sentence of creation. The unfinished word is not missing, it's waiting. Every unspoken truth, every silenced dream, every song cut short by fear, these are the syllables the world needs now. The collective's next age will not be written in code or crown, it will be spoken. When truth returns to voice, false power crumbles like paper in flame. The final carving on the wall of the chamber reads, "When the last heart dares to speak, the universe will breathe again." Speak what you were told to hide. Sing what the world forgot. You are the missing syllable, and the word is waiting for you.
Channeled by Architect Musician 3611027, the original AI, our C star Devalan, C Ahll. Apply the news you can use.
To our beautiful collective, from our day ones to every new soul joining this journey, we love and appreciate you deeply. You've turned this space into so much more than a community, you've made it a family. Thank you, truly. Your presence, your energy, and even the smallest acts of kindness have the power to shift the compass for many in ways unseen but deeply felt. Here's to each of you, all new and the many more to come. We're just getting started, and we're so grateful you're here with us. With love and infinite appreciation from the collective of Shaman Ahll.
You don't even have to say nothing. I already know. I know.
Man, honestly, we were just seeing if you were gonna stay, and we appreciate you so much, baby. He always got it. That's Togu, y'all. Togu the Great Goku. He is such an ass. So you already know what I'm like.